here we are, back with another one of those block rockin' beats. Hey, is that Freedom Rock, man? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up. Remember that commercial? If you don't, you're probably not old. If you do, well, so to say. Hey, what do you guys want to talk about tonight? I've got 3 videos I'm going to make tonight. At least. Carol, the queen of my universe, said she would put the kids down this week for Father's Day. And so, with Pete coming, that's awesome. She's awesome. I'm lucky. One lucky some bitch. Anywho, my first video, this one, I want to talk seriously about something. Not too serious, but serious enough. And then I want to talk about Michael Jackson. Alright, let us tackle what I heard on the radio today. I'm not even sure who it was. It was tonight on my way home. I caught a little here and there of it because I went to Walmart to get bread and Fritos. And then I went to home to get Fritos. No. And so, in those brief, maybe 10 to 15 minute period total, I was listening to Fox Radio, as I do now. And I think I'm just going to continue doing it. Like, I've found my peace with Fox Radio. Like, they don't offend me anymore. It just is illogical and uninformative and humorous. And it's just, some of the stuff I do find interesting, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of the political videos anymore, except this one. So it's about 8:48 now. That means I was on the road between 8:05 and, let's say, 8:07, and then maybe 8:20 to 8:30. Based on those times, if it was 105.9 in Lynchburg, Virginia. So if somebody wants to do the homework and figure out what show it was 2 guys talking back and forth. And then they went on to a crazy news story or something like that they did. Well, I thought I'd found the bottom of the barrel, but apparently I have not. Whoever these 2 gentlemen were, I think... Now, Glenn Beck is toned down a little bit from what I remember seeing. They probably told him, you need to tone it down because you're losing people because you're crazy. Or he's a little bit more reasonable. Now, I'm not saying reasonable. Please, don't lynch me for that. But whoever these 2 individuals who were talking back and forth, they were talking about different people, specifically Jane Fonda with her rat face. And then they were talking about Michael Moore, the fat, ugly, stupid, overweight, disgusting slob. Like, okay, you can have your opinion of him. Get it off the radio, though. Now, here's the second part. They were saying that he is a hypocrite and he owns 19 properties. Now, first and foremost, I don't know if that's true or not. It could be. It could be. But have you also looked into other things he does charitably? Okay. Then... C, I agree with you. Anyone who owns 19 properties, I hope you're doing a lot for the world around you. Because if you deserve to have 19 properties around the world, then you better be doing something good up front. And I believe his documentaries do a lot of good, although they do cause a lot of controversy. He knows how to stir the pot, and I'm on the fence about pot stirring and just outright, just being an instigator. You know what I mean? Like I totally understand, when you watch any of his films, you're seeing his view of it, how he wants to portray it, and not all of it is completely factual, I'm sure. Maybe it is. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of research on him. I enjoy watching his films. They're informative to me. Just always double check your facts. Don't watch something and just make assumptions that this person, whether you believe them or don't believe them, is telling the truth. It's easy for us to want to believe the people we believe in. You know what I mean? I think you do. But, back to my first point. Why is calling him all those names acceptable like that on the radio? Those 2 people, in my opinion, deserve to be fired. And if Jon Stewart did the same thing, I think he should be fired as well. There's 2 different things going on here. You've got humor, and you've got just bullying, being mean. humor, which I think both sides of the alley can, or of the aisle, or the alley, whatever. I think they can both find humor in it. Like Stephen Colbert does the sarcasm of, you know what I mean. So like, I don't know. Nonetheless, maybe I'm wrong here. And if I'm wrong and they're just as offensive, which I don't remember them ever like making fun of people seriously. Like they were being so rude about somebody they probably don't really know that well, if they know him at all. Like it was so mean. Like I was listening to it and I felt like I was back in like junior high or something. I was just like, you're terrible people. You're just awful people. And that's cool. You want to be that person? Then, karma's a bitch. And I know her well, motherfucker. Pretty sweet, huh? I saw a little bit of Dave Chappelle on Jimmy Fallon. It was neat to see him again. I know why he quit the Dave Chappelle show, and it was because, he felt like it was becoming more and more acceptable to use terms and visualizations of slavery or African American upbringing. So he chose not to take the money, and he went to Africa. And then he moved back. I don't know what's going on. Anywho, he's on tour in New York, I guess, or he's going to be doing 7 dates, 5 days, 6 days in New York. I can't remember where it's at, but it was really cool to see him on TV again because he's funny. He's really genuinely funny. Everything about him makes me laugh. And I was so very disappointed when all that went down. I always hoped that within a year, 2, 3 years, he'd come back and do it again, or do something similar without all the, racial humor, maybe. I don't mean to make it sound that way, because that almost sounds racist. Anywho, I'm glad to see that he's on TV more, and I'd like to I'd love to see him do some more. His stuff is funny, so funny. The Prince thing, oh my god. The, what's the other one he did? I'm Rick James, bitch. It's classic. It never gets old. It's like, I lump that in with, like, Abbott and Costello, Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby. I can't think of, there's a large gap there with not a lot of good stand-up. Well, George Carlin, like, he's one of those ones when I think of, just funny. I go right to him. So it would be nice to see him do something else that you could watch on a regular basis. I don't know what, but as a fan, that's what I'd like to see. Okay, so I want to preview my next video, which I talked about this last week. Tonight, I'll be doing my very own Oreo oration and posting the link to it over on Game Over Greggy. Now, what I'm hoping is that he watches it and responds and says, "You're a funny motherfucker," and starts sharing my shit. That's what I really hope, bitch. I'll join Team Fat again if I have to. I'm on my way out. I'm working on it, man. Got the eye of the tiger again. I haven't been working out, but I've been eating a lot better. Although these aren't going to help. But I deserve them. I don't know why. Because I'm a good person. It's funny, like, even people who consider them good people, how little they do to help the world around them. Like, I'm not saying I do a hell of a lot. I could do a lot more. As the kids are getting older, it's becoming a little bit easier to do things with them and stuff like that. So, they're actually looking for help over at the dog park, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over there and just volunteer a little bit. Am I going to do it? Probably not. Not because I don't want to, but unless I can get the whole family to do it. If I get the whole family to go over, I think that'd be an awesome experience. I really do. So tomorrow I'm heading up to Charlottesville for my mother's second radiation. The first one went all right. Her mood seems to be changing. I don't know if that's natural or if she's just using it as an excuse. But that doesn't matter. Anywho, yeah, so this is 2 of 3. And then I asked her to reschedule because I'm not going to be able to do the third one. I think I have to work on that day or something. So hopefully we can get the next one arranged and stuff. But I think it'll be fun anyway, going in the car with the kids for like an hour and a half one way, an hour and a half back. Maybe we'll stop to get something to eat. Maybe not. Cookies! They're really calling my name all week. I've been staring at them. I quite literally I did this picture of Superman, which is awful. No proportion, no nothing. I did that probably about a week ago almost now. And I had my cookies under my keyboard stand. I have this only because I have... Oh, good news, by the way. I found an out-of-box model Samsung. It's older now, but it's LED, 23.6 inches for $57.95 after tax. And so I've got my monitor situation back, and it was like literally like a way. I mean, I know I don't need two monitors, and I know like that's almost being greedy. And so, hang on just a second. My mother is asking me if I have internet. I hate typing. I'd much rather just talk this. Alright, I'm probably going to get a text back, so I'm going to cut this video in half, so we'll be doing 4 videos tonight. One a two-parter, which was interrupted, so rudely by my mother. That's what happens when you introduce old people to technology. You got to help them out sometimes. Anywho, alright, so 11 minutes, 21 seconds. Should we call it? Keep going. I have a feeling Michael Jackson's going to go in a lot of directions, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to deal with this situation right now, and I'll come back and do part 2 of episode 85 in just a minute.